Hello everyone, in this video you are going to learn several different methods that can possibly fix your action block on Instagram.
Every day I'm hustling, every day.
If you are new to this channel, welcome, my name is Adam and I've been making money online since 2010.
But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
If you want to learn more about Instagram marketing and online marketing in general, make sure to subscribe, because on this channel I'm going to reveal everything that I've learned in the past 9 years completely free. This video is a part 2 of my previous video where I explain what triggers the action block and what are the things you can do to avoid them. If you haven't watched that video already, make sure to do so. The link will be in the description. In that video, I've mentioned that there are 3 different types of action blocks. Depending on the type of action block you've received, you will know if you are going to be able to fix your action block using some of the methods that I'm going to talk about, or you just have to wait it out. Before I go over different type of action blocks, I just want to mention that Instagram AI started to go pretty crazy with these blocks recently, probably because they are still tweaking and finding the sweet spot, and pretty often they are falsely flagging users and blocking their actions without any real reason. If you are just a regular user and you are sure that you did nothing wrong, just make sure to report the problem to Instagram and they will probably going to fix it pretty soon. If you've done that already with no success, or you did something wrong, then continue watching this video. Now let's go over different types of action blocks. The first type is temporary action block. This is the most common one and usually expires pretty fast, from several hours to 24 hours. Methods that I'm going to mention later work pretty well with this type of action block. Number 2 is the action block with an expiration date. This one has a timestamp saying when exactly it's going to expire. Methods that I'm going to mention later usually have pretty low success rate with this type of action block, and your best bet is to just wait it out. Sometimes, however, it can be fixed, but it's pretty rare. Number 3 are the action blocks without the expiration date. This one is usually the worst, since it doesn't have an actual expiration date and can last from several hours to up to 2 whole weeks. Some of the fixing methods usually work pretty well with this one, which is really great, since if you just wait it out, you would lose up to 2 weeks. Now, since I've covered that and you know your chances of getting the action block lifted, let's go over some methods that you can apply to lift the action block. I've already mentioned this, but I just want to mention it again, because when we were testing, we had the most success with this one. Send a request to Instagram to manually review your account once the action block message pops up. You should absolutely do this, even if you are spamming with the follow unfollow or other action types like liking and commenting. As I've mentioned, Instagram is doing this to fight against bot usage, and when you request a manual review, you will definitely let Instagram know that you are not a bot. With this method, we've got a success rate of 50%, and we did spam with actions, so it definitely works. Sometimes, however, you won't get the option to request a manual review or to report a problem to Instagram on your action block message, but you can go to settings, help, report a problem, and just explain that you can't like, follow or comment, and that you don't know why, because you did nothing wrong. I've mentioned already that you should use Instagram manually and stop with all automation. If you haven't already, delete all third-party apps and tools and change your Instagram password. This can lift your action block and it will definitely help you avoid getting one in the future. Rewrite your bio and remove the link from the bio if you have one. This worked for one of my friends recently. It's easy and there's no reason not to try it. In the previous video, I mentioned that the link in bio increases your chances of getting the action block. Delete the Instagram app and install it again. This should delete the cookies and other things that Instagram is capturing. We had some success lifting the temporary action blocks with this method, and I've also seen people on forums mentioning that this method worked for them. It's pretty easy to do and there's no reason not to try it. Switch to 4G or mobile data. As I've already mentioned, we've noticed that it's easier to get the action block while using home network than mobile network or 4G. And if that's the reason you got the action block, this should definitely fix it. You can even go a step further and completely switch the device you are using and try to log in on some other phone or tablet. Sometimes even logging on PC helps. We had pretty high success rate fixing the action blocks without expiration date and temporary blocks with this method. Link your Instagram account with a Facebook page, and if that doesn't help, switch to business or creator account and vice versa. As I've mentioned in my previous video, we have noticed that accounts that are linked to a Facebook page have higher action limits, business accounts have even higher limits, and finally creator accounts have the highest limit. So if this doesn't help lift the action block immediately, it will definitely prevent you from getting another one once you get unblocked. If you have some money, promote one of your posts. This has lifted the action block in several cases for us. And I've also mentioned in my previous video that the accounts that have spent the actual money on ads have higher action limit. If you do this and the action block is not lifted, it will help you prevent getting another one in the future. If none of these methods work for you, then unfortunately you have to just wait it out. Sometimes the action block comes with the expiration date and sometimes it doesn't. Action blocks usually last up to 24 to 48 hours, but sometimes they can last for up to 2 weeks. If that's your case and you don't want to waste 2 weeks waiting out, you can start working on growing another Instagram account while you wait to get unblocked on the first one.
Every day I'm hustling.
Don't forget to check my previous video about how to avoid the action blocks, and if you have another device, I would advise you to start that new account on that device using the mobile data. Right now, unfortunately, there's nothing more that you can do, but since I've seen a lot of people complaining that they got the action block on their personal account where they absolutely did nothing wrong, I'm sure that IG is going to take it a little bit easier in the future, because they are really starting to get their users angry. I also want to mention that in my opinion, these action limits and blocks are actually not a bad thing. A lot of people using bots have already switched to another social media platforms, and a lot more will probably going to switch in the future, which really means less competition for people who are doing things manually and correctly. Since these action blocks are preventing users to spam with following, I think the follow-unfollow method is going to work even better. If you haven't already, make sure to check my other video where I'm explaining how I'm doing follow-unfollow method in depth, because so far I haven't received any action block on my account that I've been growing from 0 to 10k. So it still works, and as I mentioned, it will probably going to work better than ever now. Since I can't edit a video that's been already uploaded to YouTube, I will leave a link down in the description to a website article. If I stumble upon some new method to fix the action block, I'm going to update that article. If I forgot to mention something, I will write it down in the description or in the first comment. If this video helped you, make sure to leave a thumbs up, and if some of these methods worked for you, let me know down in the comment section. Also, if you found out about some other methods that helped you lift the action block, share it with us down in the comment section, and I'm going to list that method on my website and give you a shout out. I know my English is kinda bad, but I'm trying to overcome it, providing
knowledge,
as much value as I can. So if you want to learn more about Instagram marketing and online marketing in general, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it keeps me motivated to keep pushing free content, despite the fact that it really takes me a lot of time to record and edit everything. I've been working on a video about the best hashtag practices and everything else about hashtags, but since a lot of people have problem with this, I've decided to address this first. My next video is going to cover hashtags, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.